Each day, you touch a device more than 2,600 times. It remembers what you like, what you fear, what you're thinking. And sometimes, it knows you better than you do. You choose a song, you choose a lover, you choose a political belief. But who's really choosing? What if an algorithm rewrote your emotions? What if a system knew even the words you never dared to say? Would you still be you? There are questions we're afraid to ask. There are conversations history never allowed to happen. But tonight, one of them will begin. Sartre leans forward, eyes flickering open, his voice like cigarette smoke laced with Parisian wind.
This isn't Montparnasse, not Paris. Where am I?
Tim Cook walks slowly, calm gaze, voice smooth like a freshly updated operating system.
You're somewhere where ideas never got to speak, a place between humanity and what's left of it.
He glances around, suspicion in his eyes, as if trying to taste the scent of life in a world with no smell.
This world has no wind, no scent of coffee, no choice.
We didn't erase choice. We refined it to prevent people from getting lost, from hurting, from failing.
Cook gestures to the screen like an architect presenting blueprints. No feeling, only optimization. He leans back, unblinking, as if peering into a digitized soul.
If I'm not allowed to lose my way, am I still free?
A philosopher who believed in pain as the soil for human growth. A technocrat who believes optimization makes thinking obsolete. Two men, two eras. One question: are we still human if everything we do is calculated? Paris, 1946. A city just stepped out of war. Bent lampposts, cracked walls. But the cafés are full, and among them, a man writing. Not for fame, not for virality, but to understand what it means to be human. Sartre leans forward, his voice like cigarette smoke tangled with the wind of Paris.
I lived through war. I saw men kill for flags, for ideals. But I also saw strangers break bread in bomb shelters. And I understood. Freedom is the only thing that still makes us human, even when it hurts.
But what if we could build a world where there's no more pain, where every choice is the right one?
If there's no wrong choice, then there's no choice at all, only programming. And a programmed human is no longer human.
Cook scrolls through the data like a doctor scanning a brain scan. Clinical, detached, precise.
We're not here to control, we're here to help, to eliminate unnecessary suffering, to optimize decisions, reduce failure. Isn't that a good thing?
Some pain cannot be replaced by convenience, because pain teaches us to love, teaches us to take responsibility, and responsibility is the soul of freedom.
Tim Cook falls silent, not because he lacks an answer, but because, for the first time, he senses the answer isn't in the data. He places a hand on his chest, and his voice sounds like an oath once whispered, never forgotten.
I once wrote, man is condemned to be free. There is no God, no perfect design, only us and the consequences of our choices.
And maybe that's what it truly means to live. Not because we are perfect, but because we are allowed to be wrong. It's no longer a thought experiment, no longer science fiction. The world Sartre once warned us about is already here, and it knows you better than your own mother.
Every behavior leaves a trace. We don't guess, we analyze.
And then?
Then we suggest the content you'll enjoy, the product you need, the person you might love.
A swipe of a finger, a slight increase in heart rate, a glance held 0.3 seconds too long. All recorded, analyzed, predicted. He stops, not in awe, but with the emptiness of someone who's just heard a song with no wrong notes and no soul.
If I love someone because a system says we're a perfect match, is that love real or just chemically optimized attraction?
But what if the algorithm is right? What if you're happier, no heartbreak, no loss?
Happiness isn't about avoiding pain. It's about knowing why you hurt. It's about choosing who gets to hurt you.
We can prevent depression, lower suicide rates, detect emotional instability before even they feel it.
And in return, do we lose the very ability to feel sadness?
No more real crying, no more real tears, only stability, maintained by code.
That child will grow up never knowing what it means to doubt, to be disappointed, to ask, who am I?
And in that moment, a question rises, not spoken, but felt, in the absence of all feeling. If I am always right, am I still human? No more Paris, no more Apple Park, only a place outside of time, where the future isn't something that's coming, it's something already programmed. And in that moment, a question rises, not spoken, but felt, in the absence of all feeling. If I am always right, am I still human?
No more war, no more poverty, no more suffering, just one switch. Everyone walks their path, no collisions, no competition, no need to question anything.
He walks gently, as if afraid to break the silence. A world where thinking is no longer necessary, because everything has already been thought.
I once imagined a world where people are free, so free they could even refuse freedom. But this is not that world. If memory can be copied, if feelings can be edited, what remains real?
Real is no longer necessary, only efficiency, stability, optimization.
A heaven without mistakes, a hell without choice. And sometimes, they look exactly the same.
If I'm no longer allowed to choose, not allowed to be wrong, not allowed to regret, then I am no longer human.
No more arguments, no more logic, only a void where freedom once lived. No more data, no more devices, no more machines humming in the background. Only two people and time. I used to believe what made humans great was the power to create. We build cities, map the stars, reprogram our own DNA. But now, I'm no longer sure. Sartre lifts his eyes. His voice cracks slightly, as if he's letting go of a truth he once held too tightly. Perhaps, what makes us human isn't what we're willing to build, but what we're willing to give up. I've given up many things. Time, sleep, youth. I believed I was making the world better, but I never thought about giving up the reason why technology exists.
If you are the future, I ask just one thing. Stop when your heart no longer feels pain.
And if you are the past, I won't forget you.
We fear being wrong. We fear losing. We fear pain. But maybe that fear is the last proof we're still alive. Because without pain, there is no sacrifice. And without sacrifice, there is no humanity. If you could sit down with someone from a distant past, or someone shaping the future, what would you ask? We can't go back in time. We can't undo what's already happened, but we can still listen, question, and choose the path our hearts still believe is right. Not every conversation happens at the right moment. Not every question has an answer. But some conversations deserve to be imagined. To remind us, technology can reshape the world, but only freedom can preserve the soul. If you believe that even an imagined dialogue can move the future, then stay. Keep thinking. Keep asking.